Our training is on the use of OneDrive as a tool for enhancing the capabilities of our IT professionals. Actually, type in onedrive.live.com so we can go to the website and see how to access OneDrive. So once you get to this website, there are two options. You'll either have the option to sign in or sign up for free. So I'm assuming that most of you do not have the OneDrive app already, and so you will need to be able to sign up for free. So this will be the option that you select, and it will allow you to create an account. You put in an email address, your Microsoft email address, and the next screen will allow you to put in a password, create a password, and then after that, you will be able to put in your name and a little bit of information, and your account will be set up. But since I already have an account, I'll go back here and I'll say sign in. So those are the two different options that you do have for getting into your OneDrive account online. The way it's set up, you do have access to OneDrive through your computer. If you have a Mac computer, you would have to download it. But if you have a PC, you can actually have it already installed on your computer. If you're working on a PC, it will be installed under your Explorer, File Explorer. You go to the Start menu and click on File Explorer. And on the left, you'll see OneDrive. And once you click on it, it'll allow you to open it up. Because I'm on the computer here, I can simply access it directly through this menu. So say we're creating an account. And I go here and I say, we're creating a new account for OneDrive. Then I can create a password here. Ask me to save it, I can save that. Put in my name, date of birth. I don't mind if you see that. Still going, still going, still going. Bam. Click on next. One of the things it's going to ask me to do is verify the email. So it's going to send me a code to that email address that I put in. And since I'm on my Mac here, I have my access to my email. So we'll go to the email here. And open it up. I believe it's this one right here. And it gives me the code. And I come back here and I put in the code for my OneDrive, 1578. Click on next, close this window here. It'll ask me to verify by typing in these characters. So I'll say J3DKX X3MM and click on next. And there we are. So I've created a new account, which is a separate account from what I had before. And one of the first things you'll see here, it's let's get you started. Welcome to your OneDrive account. When you put your files and photos in OneDrive, they're always at your fingertips, no matter where you are or which device you're looking at. You want to go through these quick tutorials because they give you very valuable information. Relive your best moments with albums that organize themselves, object tagging, and the on this day view. Now all your favorite pictures and videos, easy to find. Your files are private until you decide to collaborate. Share your office documents and presentations with your team and edit together in real time. And then you can click on Let's Get Started. It's going to give you the option to purchase but you can ignore that if you don't want to do the purchase option. Once you get here, you'll have this default documents file and the pictures file. And here you'll have a tutorial on getting started with OneDrive. In your PC, you'll have a similar thing. You'll have some default files, your documents, your pictures, your music file, and your public file. Those 4 folders will be there by default, and they're set up in the cloud. From the screen, you can add a file to any of the folders, and after you added the files, they will auto-save in the cloud, and you can also delete or download any of them to your computer by simply dragging and dropping, the way you usually move files. If you put a file in the Documents, Music, or Pictures folder, only you have access to it unless you change permissions. But if you put any file in the public folder, then anyone can see the files that you put in there. So let's look over here at some of the functionalities. You do have files, recent, your photos, shared and recycle bin. And then you have an option to start a new folder, new file, Excel workbook, PowerPoint presentation, OneNote notebook, forms, survey, plain text document. So now that we've figured out how to access or download OneDrive, the next module will be teaching us how to set up and sign in. So once you sign into your account, one of the things you want to do is start setting up your account. So for example, I have a documents folder here that has nothing in it. So the one thing I want to do is open it up so that I can create new files. So you go to your start menu on your PC. I'm going to be going back and forth between the PC and the Mac. On your PC, you go to the start menu and type in OneDrive. The OneDrive app will appear. Then you click Start the OneDrive application. On a Mac, I'm going to show you how to access it. You go to Finder, which is similar to your File Explorer on a PC. Once you get into Finder, you can click on Applications. Under Applications, OneDrive should come up, and you simply open up the OneDrive itself. So once you click the OneDrive icon in the notification area of the taskbar, you can set up your workstation. We're back on the PC now. And once you open it up, you will be able to see the different things that are housed in there. So say I open up my OneDrive as a URL. It takes me back to the computer. And for those of you working on the PC, you will need to click on the OneDrive menu or the OneDrive app to open it up. And then you can go in and start working on some of the functionalities. We're going to create a new file. So you're in here and you're trying to create a file in OneDrive. You click on New. Let's start off by creating a new folder. We're going to type in the folder name and call it Test. So Test is going to show up here, and then we're going to create a new file. So the new file is going to be a new Word document for the sake of this practice. And once it's opened up, it looks just like a Word document on your regular Microsoft Word screen. So I'm going to say test document for OneDrive training. and make sure we have our spelling right. Test document. Test document for OneDrive training. As you can see up here, it's saved automatically. One great feature for this application is that it saves automatically as you go. So I've saved the document, but it still has a name that says document. I can actually click right there and save it as test1. And once I hit enter, it is saved. Now the only thing I need to do next is to go back to my OneDrive and be able to sync this file back to OneDrive. So when I reload this, I should have my test1.doc here, and I should also have my test folder. The next thing we're going to look at is how to move that file into the folder. So we want to move test1 into test folder. You simply click on it and drag it and place it in that folder. And it's moved. You want to check if it's in there, simply click on this. It'll open up test folder, and bam, there's your test1 document that you just created. So we've created a file, we've created a folder, and we've seen how to move our file from one place to the next. In our module 4, we're going to be looking at copying and moving files from OneLive to the local desktop. So you can actually copy and move files from OneDrive to OneDrive to a local desktop, and you can also copy and move files from OneDrive from your local desktop to OneDrive. So first, let's look at moving the file from OneDrive to your local desktop and also sharing the file. So for sharing the file, it gives you the capability to do it right here. It gives you that little side arrow, and when you simply click on that arrow, it gives you the people that you want to share with. So specific people can edit, or anyone with the link can edit. People in this particular group can edit, or people with existing access. You can decide that. Once you apply that, it allows you to do whatever you need to do with that. You can share on Outlook, or you can copy the link and paste it somewhere and share it. But here you can actually put several people's email addresses and share the file with them. So I'm going to share it with myself, and then it's going to say add another. So if I want to add somebody else, I can add another person. I'm going to send it to myself. But if I had several people's email addresses, I could do that as well. Let's look at how to move it to your local computer. So I simply highlight the file. So imagining that we have several files here, I highlight the file and then I click on download. So once I click on download, it simply downloads the file here. Now this is on a Mac. On a PC, the functionalities may look slightly different, but some of the basic features are going to be essentially the same. So once I download it, I can click on here, and when it opens up, it is now on my computer, and I can decide if I want to keep it in the same place or if I want to move it to a different place. And that's simply by saying, let's save as, file, save as, and once it opens up, I can move it to a different place on my laptop. And back here, now we're trying to upload a file to OneDrive. So this is our module 4 as well. I need to add a file to OneDrive. I click on upload. I can upload a whole folder by dragging and dropping it, or I can upload a file by clicking on files, so that it takes me down to my OneDrive folder. So I'm going to say I want to upload our ISD team project to OneDrive. So I simply click on it because it's saved on my computer. And once it opens up, I click open. And bam, it's there. And I can do some of the same things. If I select this, I can either move it, I can delete it, I can rename it, and there's several options here as well. So I can move it to a different folder. I can move it to its own folder, or I can copy it somewhere to keep one copy somewhere and another copy in another place. So that's basically the setup in Module 1, opening up, as well as the creation of account and logging in. Module 2, we talked about how to create files. Module 3, we talked about how to create files, how to set them up. Module 4 and 5, Module 4, we talked about how to upload and download files and how to move them around. Module 5 will really be training the trainer. So we'll spend a lot of time there having you ask questions on how you can effectively take what you've learned and transfer the learnings back to other people. Because we're expecting that the trainees here are going to go on and train other people. So we'll spend a lot of time enhancing your ability to train new hires on OneDrive accounts, because the entire company is transitioning to this system and we want to make sure that everybody is effectively trained. That pretty much sums up our 5-module training on the effective use of OneDrive. This instructional training of OneDrive will be available on demand within our organizational learning management system for on-demand training for new hires and refresher training for current employees. So for those of you who are learning this for the first time, you will have access to this video. You will have access to this instructional training module to be able to use it to train others.